Yeah, it's Monday. Went and hit another one. I told you guys, it's the end of the month. It's the end of the month. We back with a seed. I got the hot takes. Don't miss these hot takes. How we doing today, Middle Thoughts family? Welcome back. I had plenty of time to get this one out for you because the games today don't start until 6:35. With that being said, I'm going to get into the normal typical rundown. I'm going to start off with pick of the day. I did lose my pick of the day yesterday, dropping me to 7-5. Unfortunately, it was a close game, but close games don't get W's. Did round up some money at the end of the night yesterday. I will get into that towards the end of the show. I know what you guys are here for. We want the pick of the day. The pick of the day today is the Giants -1.5. That is at 9:45 against the Pirates. The Giants are at home. It's the Pirates. The Pirates have been playing well, don't get me wrong, but it's the Pirates. That offense can disappear any day. It's -1.5. It's a +162. Typically, I don't take +162s on -1.5. I've said this before, but I feel like this one has a really good chance of hitting. The Giants haven't covered a -2 almost all month. Keep that in mind. They're due for one, and I feel like tonight's a good matchup to get that. I'm going to get into the rundown of the rest of my picks today. 6:35, we have the Blue Jays and the O's. I took the O's +1.5. It's -175. Feel like it's going to be a closer game than people think. The Blue Jays are good. The O's have been swinging a hot bat. So we're going to see what we get today. I feel like it's going to be a tight game. 6:40, we got the Rockies and the Guardians. I got the Guardians -1.5. That is at -136. I actually took two of those today, so one of those might end up flip-flopping to a +1, but we'll see. The last game in the 6:40 window is the D-backs and the Tigers, and I took the D-backs +1.5 and the money line. +1.5 is a -188. The money line is currently sitting at a +112. So what we got in the 6:40 window is basically a +1, a -1, and then a money line. That's one of the patterns I've come across over all this time is windows matter because they only give out so much in a certain window of time. So you got to be careful putting too much in one specific window. Just a little side point for you guys. 7:05, we have the Rays and the Yankees. I got the Yankees -1.5 today, +158. They haven't covered it since the Braves 12-9 victory almost a week ago. Love the Yankees -1.5. The Rays have been on a downturn as well lately, so we'll see how that goes. 7:10, Dodgers and Reds. I got the Reds money line. It's +130. I love that 130, 135 area. And the Reds have been playing really good baseball. The Dodgers have been up and down a little bit lately. So we'll see if they get back on track or if the Reds continue to get hot. 7:40, we got the Phillies and the White Sox. This is the other -136. I feel like the White Sox might keep this game a little closer because they're at home. Philly's just so good that I can't not get behind that offense. I like the Phillies -1.5. Just be careful with that Phillies -1.5 and that Guardians -1.5 because, like I said, they are the same exact line, so they might not both hit. 7:40, we have the Braves and the Royals. I got the Royals +1.5. The Braves just aren't convincing me that they're going to be a good team this year. The offense just is not what it was last year. The pitching staff is struggling. They're not scoring as many runs. The Royals are up and down. I really never know what I'm going to get. I like the 1.5 today, -115. 7:40, we have the Cubs and the Brewers. I like the Brewers +1.5. I feel like this is actually going to be a close game. They got two really good pitchers on the mound tonight, so I feel like there's not going to be a lot of runs scored, and the line for it is -176. Definitely love that +1.5. 7:40, we also had the Red Sox and the Twins. I like the Red Sox -1.5. It started off as a reverse line, but it switched to a main line at this point. But it's +143, And I typically don't tell you to take plus 143s ever because I really do not hit a lot of them. I feel really comfortable about this one with the Red Sox minus 1.5. The difference between the minus 1.5 and a 143 on a money line is a money line can really go up to whatever. Minus 1.5 in baseball is only going to go up to plus 180. That's the highest I think I've ever seen it. A plus 143 isn't necessarily as bad of a number, although they still typically do not hit. But again, Vegas is going to give out a plus 143 eventually. They're not going to take every single one of them. Even if they give out 1 of 10, they're still going to give out that one. And I got a feeling that this is going to be that one. 7:45, we have the Marlins and the Cardinals. I got the Marlins plus 1.5. The Marlins are heating up. They're not staying consistently hot, but they're heating up. And the Cardinals are just, they're trying to find a new identity to get going again. And I feel like the Marlins just stay on top of it tonight. Plus 1.5, minus 164. 8:10, we got the Nationals and the Astros. I took a leap of faith on this one and said the Nationals money line for 2 reasons. Reason 1 is it's a plus 210. I love plus 210s. Reason 2, that Houston pitching staff and bullpen is getting tore apart. Throwing a lot of pitches. They have been pitching a lot of innings inside of games because the starters aren't going long. I feel like the Nationals, who just put up a tremendous amount of runs in the last 2 games, got hot bats and are going to come in ready to roll today. However, if that line at any point drops to a 215, they could reverse all of that. And the problem with that is the Rockies have a plus 222 today. So if that line falls to a 215, they could become really sketchy and it could become a one or the other situation. We'll see what's going on with that as the day progresses. But I did take the Nationals money line tonight. 9:40, we got the Rangers and the Angels. I took the Rangers money line. They're heating up. That's minus 205. Actually, they're not heating up. They're just hot. I think they've won 9 straight. 9:40, the Mets and the Padres. I got the Mets again tonight on a plus 1.5. They just traveled. The Padres are hit or miss, and I feel like the Mets are figuring things out and getting hot again. So I love them to keep this game competitive. 9:45, we have the Pirates and the Giants. That's the pick of the day. Giants minus 1.5. And then at 10:05, we got the Mariners and the Athletics. We got the Athletics money line at 101. The Athletics are playing really good baseball. I feel like the All-Star break took a little bit out of Cal Riley, and he's just not exactly what he was before the All-Star break. I feel like he will get back into that. It's just going to take a couple games. Got to keep in mind he played a whole couple days and a home run derby. That home run derby, that's an endurance challenge, if we're being honest, and he played 3 rounds of this, so keep that in mind. I got a couple WNBA picks for you. We got the Storm and the Suns today. I got the Storm minus 650. The thing I don't like about the Suns on the plus 470 today, because a plus 470 just hit the other day. That 470 was covered against Liberty on Saturday with the Sparks. So I really don't trust it to hit again, if that makes sense, because the line hitting 2 times in 2 days, and it's a huge line. It's a plus 470. Really tread lightly with that one. The Storm also just gave up an upset against the Mystics yesterday. Be careful with that. And the Suns also got a major upset yesterday. Between all of that information, I really feel like the Storm is going to go in and potentially even blow this team out tonight. I don't really do spreads on basketball. I would feel comfortable taking the minus spread today on that game. But definitely the minus 650 if you want a leg that's not going to win you that much money. 8 o'clock, we got the Liberty and the Wings. I'm taking the Liberty minus 360 tonight. I do not believe they're going to give out any big underdog money in basketball tonight. They just gave up their plus 285 against the Lynx. So it makes me feel like they're not going to give that lineup back to back. I got both favorites tonight, the Storm and the Liberty at 7 to 8 o'clock. That's all the picks that I have for you guys today. I'm going to get into my recap for yesterday and last week as a total. Last week is a total. I run my days through Sunday. I start my weeks Monday through Sunday. I know it's not typically how a week starts, but that's just how I do it. Last week, I went 40 and 28 on the picks that I gave you with a 59% accuracy rating. I gave you a bunch of good information. It's hard to really be 100%. I started off really slow in the beginning of the week, and I had like a 40% day, so that also hurt too, which is part of the reason that's so low. But I did recover through the rest of the week. I'm going to get into what I got right, what I got wrong yesterday. I didn't have the greatest of days. I was 11-9, which was only 50%. Or excuse me, I was 11-9, which is 55%. So I'm going to just go ahead and run through these real quick, let you know what it is. I took the Red Sox plus 1.5, covered the plus 1.5 in a 3-4 win. The Yankees, I took the plus 1.5 and the money line yesterday. They won in a 4-3 win. I took the Rockies plus 1.5 yesterday. They got cooked. It was 5-1. Did not cover. I took the Diamondbacks plus 1.5 yesterday. They got smoked against the Pirates. That was one of them plus 143s I was talking about that they gave out. Was yesterday with that -2 on the Pirates. Tigers minus 1.5. That covered. They won 10-4. I took the Rays money line. Reds beat them 2-1. Another tough loss. Once again, White Sox were the pick of the day. They lost 5-4. Another tough loss. Athletics money line covered once again. They completed the sweep against the Astros. I had the Guardians plus 1.5. Royals beat them 4-1, so that one did not cover. I took the Marlins money line. They lost 3-2 against the Brewers. That was a good game, though. It was a good game. And because that line didn't hit yesterday, I doubled down on the Reds today and the plus 130. So keep that in mind. Nationals plus 1.5. They did the thing against the Twins yesterday, 7-2. Like I said, they got some hot bats. Padres 1.5. I hit another Padres pick after missing all of those. They won 9-2. Rangers money line. They just been hot. Like I said, they won 9 in a row. They won 8-1 yesterday against the Braves. Angels and Mariners. I had the Mariners minus 1.5. They flipped me the day before, and they got me again yesterday. Angels came in and stole the show 4-1. And then I took the Mets minus 1.5 at plus 135 at the end of the night. They won 5-3. That pick was on my parlay. That was part of my cash out. WNBA, I had a 50-50 day. I told you that the Suns and Valkyries wasn't available, so I just took a stab in the dark and took the favorite. The Suns did end up winning, but I didn't count that one because I didn't have information to actually go off of. The Fever in the Sky, I told you guys I like the Sky plus 340 because they were blown out twice. Well, the Sky got blown out again. I did not realize that Angel Reese wasn't going to play. They still played a good game, once again, even though both the stars were out. The Sky just committed too many turnovers. It was real bad yesterday. I did Aces in the Wings. I had the Wings plus 310. The Aces came to town and handled business. I told you the Mercury was going to handle business. They handled business. And I told you the Lynx was taking that first loss at home against the Dream. They took that first loss at home against the Dream. That was the other pick on my parlay last night. I only did a 2-pick parlay that hit. You don't always got to make 10 legs, guys. The less amount of legs you put on a parlay ticket, the more likely it is to win. Just keep that in mind. You have less factors that come into play per ticket. That covers everything that I got for you guys today. I'm going to go ahead and get this out for you. Games don't start till 6:35 tonight, so plenty of time to get into it. My pick of the day is the Giants minus 1.5 plus 162. Lock that in. The game does not start till 9:45. I gave you a late game tonight. No reason why you can't get it on the tickets. Giants haven't won minus 1.5 in almost 12, 13 games, guys. It is due. They got the Pirates tonight. They're at home. Lock that in. We are going to 8-5 and getting back in the win column. With that being said, I need you guys to like, comment, share, subscribe. Put the word out for us. I put a post up today about all the parlays the last couple days that I've been hitting, so you guys can see the madness behind the math. The patterns do exist. They are real. And I'm trying to give them to you the best way I know how. I cannot tell you which ones for sure will hit until the games are over. That is the only thing. We got 9 links down in this description that I need you guys to tap into if you're really supporting us. We got the bonfire.com/shop/alienware for all of our merch. You can get whatever you want to tap in with. People that are interested in hearing us, more of the episode, if you catch us on a link or something, we got the Apple link, we got the Spotify link, and we got YouTube. All 3 of these you can catch the full episode on, depending on how you want to hear it. They're available on all three. If you would like any shorts or to keep up with us and keep up with any critical information that you might catch or miss out of an episode, if you don't necessarily got all the time to listen to the whole thing, that's fine. We got IG for that. We're going to put out little snippets, little reels, tap in with the parlay information, let you guys know what we win in, etc., etc. If you need any editing, any logos, any album covers, anything at all to make your dreams come true that you need visual effects for, videos, we have Savage Shorts video editing service. Tap in with this. Link is in the description. We can get you some pricing, make your dreams come to life. For all the athletes out here that are in this heat, we got the liquid hydration multiplier link. Tap in with that. Get your hydration up. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay hydrated. Hulu 30 days free. Link, once again, in the description, guys. Free 30 days. All you got to do is sign up and agree to the terms and conditions. They got all kinds of stuff on there. I watch Hulu. Sam's Club also has 50% off their membership in the link below. Tap in, hit the Sam's Club. It's right here in Dover. I know they got a couple all over the place depending on where you listening to us from. It's universal for everywhere. It's not just in Delaware. Go ahead and tap in with that. Get your food essentials. You can get clothes, you can get all kinds of stuff. You can get toys, you can get toiletries, whatever you need. Sam's Club got it in bulk. Tap in with that. They got you. With that being said, guys, I am going to get us out of here so that way you guys can get this information, decipher what I gave you today, put your picks together, agree with what you agree with, disagree with what you would disagree with, and let us know. Let us know what you're doing. I said I'm trying to get us some money. I'm trying to give you some good information. If I'm winning, we winning. We got this, guys. Have a good day. Be safe. Accede out.